Fuck Phat and Spicy.
What's up?
Indeed. Indeed. We're back. We're doing it again. I lost all my shit here right before the show. There we go. Okay.
Oh no. How's it going, man? How's it going?
It's going good. I'm doing my thing. Everybody, welcome to the Phat and Spicy show. I'm Spicy. That's Laws over there. I'm pointing the wrong way like always. Listen,
Hello.
I'm really worried. I haven't heard from Jacob. I hope he didn't get swept up in some ice raid or something. He's like, I'm legal. I'm spicy, man. I'm fat from the Phat and Spicy show. What the hell? You know me. I hope that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just kidding. Jacob is running late. We're not sure, but we hope he'll join us again real soon. Anyway, Lozzie, it's been a week, huh?
Yeah. It's been
What have you been
crazy.
up to? What have you been up to in this these troubling
Oh,
and
you
tumultuous and
know,
amazing times?
I mean, I'm living my billionaire life. I'm traveling over to France, I'm
Right.
living down in Colombia, I'm just
Wait, what?
kidding. No.
Um, so I don't need you deported.
Yeah, no. My life for the past week. Well, I've been okay. So I've been getting more into open mic nights again.
You doing some
I
stand
use
up?
no singing.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So I've been going to met a couple friends and I've been doing open mic lately. So that's been a lot of fun. I used to do open mic all the time in China when I lived there. And when I was back in Wichita, and I just haven't done it since I've been here. So I decided I need to get back to it. I need to get back to doing what I love. So
Uh,
I've been putting myself out there.
Hey, you
Yeah.
know what? It doesn't we have open mic night for stand-up comedy over at the pub that I
I
work at.
love it. Yeah.
And there's a lot of good people. There's a lot of not so great people.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you what, they've got everything over the people that sit in the audience and don't get up there that want to do it. You know what I mean? Just the balls
Mhm.
to get up there and try it, whether you're good or bad.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested in you doing open mic night in China. Can you do that? Yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, sing the Chinese songs that they do. Can you sing like that? Do you know any Chinese
No.
songs?
No.
You don't know any Chinese songs?
No, if I sang any Chinese songs, I would just probably sound like a racist, and I'm not a racist, so
No, we don't want to do that. Of course, you went over there. You actually enjoyed it. We talked about, by the way, guys, shameless plug. Uh, Lozzie and I did a behind the pint where we sat down and we actually went
Yeah.
into some China stories and doing some traveling. So,
Yeah.
um, at the PNS Studios, you guys can find us on YouTube, uh, Instagram, TikTok, all those places. But look for Behind the Pint on your YouTube, and you'll see Lozzie on our latest episode. It was amazing. I had a great time with that episode.
I do
But
too. We gotta
let's not
do
give
part
anything too
2.
much away. We're gonna do part two. It's on the way.
Part 2.
You and I
Yeah.
are scheduling it after the show. We'll figure out when we can do it.
Yeah.
But holy crap, it's been busy. The tourists are coming to my town.
Are they? Yeah.
It's tourist season.
I
School's
was
out. My kids are in San Francisco.
I was craving pizza tonight. I was like, "Man, I wonder what Spicy's doing."
Cooking up ribs tonight. I was making some ribs on the grill.
Do
But
you ever watch those show the videos where the chick or the guy does, like, the big huge meals that you can't like, you have to finish in, like, an hour?
oh yeah,
Do
oh
you
yeah.
guys have that at your pizza place?
No.
No.
First off, my oven's not big enough,
Yeah.
and we're just not that big of a pub.
Yeah.
And what we're definitely
Well,
not
some
going to
of
do is
them.
we're not going to do it with a drinking challenge.
Yeah, I mean, some of them have, like, it's not that the pizza is very big, it's just it's, like, kind of higher, or they have, like, massive amount of, like, side dishes, so you have, like, a pizza and then fries and salad and, like, all these other things that you have to finish with an hour. I think I'd be so fucking miserable. Be
I
not
can't.
fun.
So the, the other night we had a big dinner, Father's Day, right? Big dinner,
Mm. Happy Father's Day.
and thank you, by the way.
You're welcome.
Um, And when I sat down in my chair, like, just the act of breathing was almost uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I stuff and I don't eat a lot. I know you guys can't tell I'm a big kinda guy, but I'm not fat, but, I'm a little chubby. Um, but I don't eat a lot. And it was so uncomfortable. Like, when I walked to the bathroom, I could feel the food just
Were you, like,
moving in me. It was
waddling
so bad.
like a
Just
penguin?
about. But I did literally sit down here in the studio, because I was gonna write some notes. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. But when I sat
Mhm.
down here, I had to undo my belt buckle, just let it out for a minute. Like I've never done that in my life. I
Where'd you get
literally thought that was a thing. Huh?
what'd you guys eat? Where'd you go?
Uh, my wife went up to Brookings, Oregon, where they have a KFC, and it's
Oh,
because
okay.
it's kind of far away. It's not something I get very often.
Was it cold when you
So
got it back?
no, it's not that far.
Okay.
Like it's about a half hour, but we don't go up that way very often because it's a trip. So
So
it's a treat.
I went to Oregon once for when we talked about on the pint, and I went to Portland, Oregon, and I was super excited about being there. But apparently, I showed up on the only weekend that they have Harry Potter like weekend convention or something like that. So like
Harry
the whole
Potter.
town, yeah, there's like a Harry Potter convention or something. So
Okay.
like the whole like all of the hotels in Portland are booked full of Harry Potter people. And so I just happened to go do my backpacking during that time. So I ended up having to go to some little town that was like right across the state line in Washington. It
Vancouver.
was some like no, 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 like I was in Oregon right across the state
Hmm.
line in Washington.
Hmm.
So it was like
That's Vancouver.
some no, so I was in Oregon
Yes.
across the state line in Washington I stayed.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So, like, it was like some car hotel or something, some famous car hotel. I don't know. But anyways, I went there and I had to end up changing rooms because I crawled into bed and there were like crumbs in my bed. It was so disgusting. Yeah.
Oh no no
Yeah.
no 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 no.
It was
No, I
gross.
can't. That sucks. Which is
Yeah.
weird because I mean the up there most of the hotels are actually pretty good because they receive a lot of people.
Yeah,
You think they'd be great.
this was some like literally right across the state line. I don't
I'm so
know.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
I
so
was too.
sorry. That
I
sucks.
almost I almost drove out to this place called Bear Lounge instead, and it was like this Bear Lodge or something like that. It was like this lodging where it was like at the bottom of a mountain and it's supposed to have like this really great view and everything, but I didn't want to drive that far, so
In Oregon?
it was in Washington, right across the state
Okay.
line. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All I know is if you're going to go to a city, don't stay at a cheap, shitty hotel. You
No.
stay at a nice hotel, spend the money. It's going to be clean. They're going to have, especially if you're not from that town, they'll tell
Yeah.
you where everything. They know everything. They're there to serve you. Shit, I forgot my toothbrush. You go to like a Motel 6, they'll reach in the lost and found and go, here you go.
Yeah.
You,
We
you
like
don't want
those
that.
old YouTube. We like those old used toothbrushes.
Well, it just means that they've been broken in. You know what I mean? It's not going to be
Yeah.
too hard on the gums. So my kids got me my boys, I have twin boys. They got
Yeah.
me a great Father's Day gift.
What they get you?
They went to San Francisco for a school trip. Oh,
Oh,
peaceful in the house.
amazing.
It's never been this clean for this long. Like I'm looking around the studio, they're not running in here and leaving toys and shit everywhere, and it's
Mhm.
nice. But they're doing a trip for they're part of something in school called the International Club.
Oh,
And
okay.
what you've heard of this?
I maybe like just yeah, go ahead.
So they do like they put on the school dances and fundraisers and whatnot for the school to help out. But when at the end of the year, they raise money for a San Francisco trip. Dude, these kids
Okay.
are having the time of their lives. They're sending me FaceTimes at night, just showing me the new hotel rooms. They're staying in hotel rooms better than I stayed in when I was doing travel stuff for this other company I used to own. Like I'd go to
Nice.
Chicago and I'd stay in a 4-star, and here they are like walking into the 5-star Hilton Marriott or whatever it is down there. I'm like, what the hell? He's like, there's a guy that said if we need anything, just hit zero. I'm like, don't do that.
I think I was thinking of more of the kids. They used to do those country clubs or world clubs or whatever. They would what is it where they would act like
Model UN.
yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
that's it.
Yep.
Is that what it is or no?
No, no, not
Okay.
so they're in the 7th grade. I don't know that they're doing that. I don't think that starts until maybe next year. I don't know why they call it international club. I've never seen anything international about it. but
Mhm.
they're having a fun time.
That's good.
They're making a lot of new friends. Like I said, I can't think of when I would have been able to take them to San Francisco right now, so it's kinda cool to see them out doing stuff like that and having a
Can you
great time.
imagine being that teacher that has to go along with all those kids?
Well, I don't know how many kids there are. I know
Okay.
there's 7th and 8th grade, but yeah, I can't like, so they're on a bus, right? And they pull into, like, this Asian buffet. I hope
Mhm.
this Asian buffet knew that they were coming. I just
Yeah. How many
did you
kids
call
are there?
ahead? I don't know, I'm gonna find out.
Oh,
I'll update you guys next week, but, at least the boys get to stay together in the same room or room adjacent when they're not able to.
yeah.
So that's kinda cool, they have each other, but they're seeing the sights, they went
That's
to,
good.
Cambridge,
Okay.
got to walk around, they saw Alcatraz. I don't think they went into Alcatraz, they saw it.
I was obsessed with Alcatraz for, like, years. I mean, I still think it's
Really?
a cool place. Yeah, I went there once. When I was growing up in high school, I was obsessed with San Francisco. Obsessed. Like, I
Why?
always I don't know, I just thought it was just, like, the coolest city ever. It was right by the ocean, it had, like, the Fisherman's Wharf, it had the huge bridge. I love bridges, I'm obsessed with bridges. And I don't know, it just felt like and I was also obsessed with the TV show Charmed about the witches.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I
This
mean,
is a
everything, like
show
yeah, like, everything,
about
like,
some
all
witches.
piled into one. I think it just kind of was like San Francisco has always been, like, the place that I definitely would go live. But I went to Alcatraz. That's a cool little place. I went for the
I've
day.
never b I drove by it when
Yeah.
I went to San Francisco, I was, like, in the a freshman in high school, but I never went in. So, is it like The
Yeah.
Rock, like, you can do a whole tour and go into the cells and stuff?
Yeah. It's really cool. It's like there's, like, all kinds of things that you can do. You can go and lay down the, like, beds and, like, you can go and, like, sit in the visitor area, like, the glass is crazy. Like, it's like a little bitty window that you talk to the person in
Like a
through.
porthole?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. Yeah, it's, like, super small. And you can buy pieces of the rock to take home with you, but I think I took one.
You just grabbed a stone that was just lying there?
Yeah, because they
Like,
were selling them for, like, 30 bucks in the gift shop, and I was like, "Fuck that."
screw
Pay
your
30.
29.99, I got mine for free.
Um, and, like I don't know, it was cool because you could go the different levels or whatever and just look in the cells, and they, like, told the whole story behind it and everything. I think I went for more of the spooky factor rather than but I've always been obsessed with, like, Alcatraz, and I love old prisons and abandoned prisons and just, like, the culture of San Francisco is really cool. I
Okay,
don't know.
so where is New Orleans being a spooky, witchy broad like you are? Where does that rank on your "I gotta get
I
there"?
love New Orleans, but, like,
Or do
I
you
live, like, an
go? Like, have
hour
you been?
I have been a few times, actually. I live, like, an hour away from New Orleans right now.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's literally just, like, get in my car and I could go, but I've heard a lot of, like, stories of, like, how unsafe it is to just be there because the crime there is super high, and so it's just not very safe there. So
are you
I'm
talking
always
like
kind of
during
what?
Mardi Gras or just all the time?
Like, all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's, like, super high there, but, like, I still wanna go. I just haven't really been there often just because I just really haven't had the funds to be driving all the way to New Orleans. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not an hour, it's like an hour and a half like an hour and a half away, so it's not too far. And we've gone a couple of times since I've been here, and I've been prior to that, and I've done the whole, like, ghost tours and,
How is it?
and
Is the ghosty part kinda cool?
so my thing with ghost tours is I love all things horror. I'm a huge horror freak, and I love cemeteries too. I've loved cemeteries since I was, like, super little. I used to ask my
Why?
mom I don't know. Honestly, there's a word for it, and I just learned it the other day, and I totally forgot about it, but there's just, I don't know, there's something about cemeteries. I used to ask my mom when I was little if we could go driving around cemeteries to help me sleep.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a
Jesus.
weird kid. Yeah.
What time is it
Um
over there where you are right now? It's like 2
10
hours ahead
PM.
of me, right? You 10 PM. So, like, when I'm
Yeah.
like, "It's time to do the show," you're like, "Greeting creatures of the light."
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
a night owl specifically, though? Like,
I
in your
am.
regular like, you'll stay up
Yeah.
late, won't you? But you work.
Well,
Like, you're
I
doing video
it
stuff, right?
yeah, it's hit and miss with me, like, sometimes I'll be, like, working on, like, because I work with people overseas too. So sometimes I'm working where I have to be up late, but sometimes I just can't fall asleep, and so I'll stay up later and sometimes I just, like I don't know what it is, I get tired, but then I, like, just kinda push past that tiredness because I just don't wanna go to bed yet, you know? But
Mhm.
then, and then some days I'll wake up the next day at, like, 8 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I've just gone to bed at, like, 4. Or some days I'll wake up at noon or 2 o'clock. I mean, like, my schedule is a little bit different. Everybody's always
Yeah.
like I have a couple friends and my mom particularly that are always like, "You need to wake up and, like, be alive during the daytime and be alive when everybody else is alive," and I'm like, "But my schedule is not the same as everybody else's.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm
Yeah.
working late, sometimes I'm not working late," and if I don't have to be up in the morning, why should I wake up in the morning?
Right?
You know?
I, uh I used to work for a cab company, and my shift was from 4 to 4, 4 AM to
Mhm.
4 PM. So, I'd get up around 2:45, take a shower, that way I have time to have coffee, wake up, and then get in my car and go.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I'll never forget, downtown Portland at, like, 4:15 in the morning, sometimes I'll take a 3 AM cab because I can't sleep, and I'm just driving through the city, downtown Portland, over the bridges, not a soul in sight. And there's something about being up when there's everybody else is asleep that just
There
it kinda
is.
makes you feel almost more alive. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Mhm.
"Look at me, the lone wanderer in this city, literally a shepherd of the people, taking them where they need to go safely in
Yeah.
the middle of the fucking night." I was living sitcom movie dream, just some old guy in a Crown Vic cab driving
Yeah.
through the streets of Portland. It was great, and I felt like I said, I never felt more alive. I get what you're saying 100%.
Yeah.
If I had my way, I'm a morning person. I'd rather wake up super early and be up, like, I can get up at 4 AM, but I'm okay with going to bed at 7 PM. I've done
Yeah.
it in the last 2 weeks.
I
Like,
mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy waking up early too. There's something about waking up like, sometimes I'll wake up early just to go drink coffee in my garage. Like, there's a couch out there,
mhm,
and I'll raise the garage up, and I'll just sit out there and drink coffee and let my cat come outside with me, and, we'll just chill,
feel that
and
cool
there's
morning air and wake up.
yeah, there's just something about the mornings, but I don't know, I tend to think a lot more at night. I think that's kind of everybody's thing too.
Yeah. We've had a lot of input all day long, our brains are racing at night, and
Yeah.
you just get used to it.
Yeah, and I
So,
also hyper focus on some things too, like, if I find something out that I, like, fucked up on or messed up on, I'm like, "Damn, I really should
do
have
you
done
do
better."
that?
I do.
Will you lay in bed and think
Yeah.
about some embarrassing bullshit you did when you were 10?
Okay, so hear me out. So my parent remember how on the Behind the Pint show, I told you about how my parents had that 50s diner?
Yeah.
And I had the table still. Well,
Mhm.
last night I was looking on the web and like some of those tables are worth like in between like 600 and $1,200. So last night I stayed up kicking myself in the ass like till late in the morning going, I could have sold that table for like some money.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I was sitting there like anxious as hell and like I was bugging myself all night long because I was like, what was I thinking? Leaving that table
Yeah.
in that storage building. But on the other side, I owe that storage place like 900 bucks, so it's theirs.
They can have it.
They can have it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they were annoyed by that, but until they found out what the tables were.
Well, and I told them ahead of time because they knew I had some it's not any secret to my friends and now to the internet world that I've struggled in this past year and year and a half, couple
Yeah.
years. Life's been completely different. And I've made it. Things just end up working out, but I've also struggled. And, making payments like the storage unit was just not the top of my list,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I get it.
So,
But now you're here with us, and we're
yeah.
hoping that maybe at some point things can make us a few dollars.
Yeah, there we go, guys. Come on, tune in.
That way Spicy don't have to cook in the kitchen no more either. I'm getting
Yeah,
old, my knees hurt after the end of 7 hours of cooking it. It's not a lot,
yeah,
but for me it is. So,
yeah.
if you guys look at the title of today's episode, we are talking all about the internet and the
We're a
people
little
and
annoyed.
things that annoy us. And this all I'll tell you where this started from. This started from the other day when I was at the pub and we have our cadre of regulars, but then we also get a good supply of new guys that come to the town, and they come in and come out and tourists and whatnot. And this guy, I was outside talking to him, so the breeze was going, and I brought him his lunch, and he's like, "Could I get some napkins?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem." And I thought as I was walking back in, I'm like, "Boy, I really smell Dial soap. What the hell is that? What is that smell?
That's
It's so
hotel
strong."
soap, right?
S- I'm getting there. Don't
Mhm.
jump ahead. So I go get the guy his fucking napkins. Excuse me. I come back outside and boy, I take a whiff. Like it is soap.
Mhm.
And I just realized that there have been a handful of people in my life that smell like their soap in the afternoon. And it's just something that gets to me. It's like I don't care if you come in the office or the kitchen at 8:30 in the morning and you smell like your morning products. That shit better wear off by noon because I don't want to be smelling Dial all day. It was so strong. I wonder if he washed it off from his pits. It looked like he just slathered it on till it
What
became a
if he
glue
literally
and
just
left
took a
it.
shower?
I don't know, man. I've known people though, so he's not the only one. But then it
Yeah.
started that so I go back and I go back into the kitchen and I'm
Mhm.
sitting there and I'm cooking and I'm making orders and I'm doing this and this and that. And I start thinking about it. I'm like, man, I don't know why that annoys me. And then it hit me, man. There's a lot of things that annoy me. And they're stupid.
Yeah, they
They're the
are.
Lozzie, it's the dumbest shit. Guys who iron their jeans,
Oh my god, why do you iron your jeans? Just throw them in the
guys that have,
dryer.
I mean, adult men that try to look good and have a crease down the
Oh,
middle
it's
and the
mostly
flag.
cowboys, right?
I don't know what the fuck it is, but guys that iron their jeans can go straight to hell. Greased pole, first class VIP ticket.
Yeah, and you know they iron their jeans because there's always, like, a faded mark right
Yeah,
there too. Yeah.
right. Right on that line. Whether they
Mhm.
ironed it yesterday or a month ago, there's that
Yeah.
crease mark that's ironed in. You can't get
It's
fucking rid of it.
faded
I'm
too
almost
because you know they do it all the time.
all
Those
the
little
time.
fades.
Every time they
Yeah.
want, and they wash them every day.
Yeah.
So I only got a couple more because
You're
these are the ones that
fine.
really got to me. Guys that wear more than one bracelet on a wrist.
That one's
Don't
a
know why.
that's a hit and miss for me because sometimes I find, like, those, like, hippie dudes, they're kinda hot.
We'll get to that. Just hold on a minute because that's coming
Okay.
next. I'm talking about you go. So I do a lot of conventions. I used to own a company called Video Game Scoreboard. It's not doesn't
Mhm.
exist anymore. But we were a high score record keeper for video games.
Mm.
People would set high scores, send it into us. We'd verify it, put it up on our website, and people would compete for the highest high score. A lot like another company out there called Quinn Galaxies, which was our direct competition. They're much bigger
Okay.
than us, but hey, we tried. Well, one thing our company used to do is go to Vegas a lot. So I'd
Oh,
find
that'd be
myself
fun.
going to these conventions, hyped up, meeting all kinds of cool video game people in the world, developers and producers and studio heads, and going. I did a couple really cool behind the scenes parties afterwards, and then it all dies, and I've still got 2 days for my plane, so I'm going to spend a day at the casino. I go
Oh.
downstairs and I'm playing craps, and I wear a bracelet and I wear a watch.
Mhm.
But I saw a guy with a watch on and two gold chains and a like a clip on bracelet,
Oh,
like
okay, okay,
gold
okay.
clip on bracelet, like it looked
Yeah.
like a horseshoe,
Yeah.
and it was gold too. And I'm like, why the chains, dude? Why the two gold ropes? They're thin ropes. They're about as thick as my chain right here, which is tiny.
Yeah.
Why? What the fuck? And it just got
Okay.
to me. But you see a lot of it. Once you notice it one time, you notice it a lot. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, stop it.
Oh, see, the ones I was talking about, like, were, like, the ones that you make, like, the
The
hemp
beads and
ones
the
or the
hemps and the
beads,
right.
like, yeah, yeah.
Well,
Sometimes I
even
find that
that.
sexy.
Why? Okay.
I don't
Why?
know,
What?
I think it's just, like, I know he's a free spirit. I think that's
Where's my
why.
pen? Where's my pen? I have to write this down before I forget it because we're going to talk about that in a minute.
I think it's just because I know, like, if I see a guy that has, like, those type of bracelets on and he has, like, that type of look, then I know we kind of have a like-mindedness. Like, we are kind of free spirits. We're kind of like hippies. We're kind of like, like the same vibe. And so I'm like, "Ooh, what kind of music do you listen to?"
My name is KO. I only drink chai latte. I play my guitar at
Not that
colleges
deep.
that I don't even go to. And I'm a fifth level vegan. I don't eat anything with a shadow.
Not that level.
Okay.
No.
Because those guys
No.
are on my list. Anybody with a top knot. Like I'm going to
Oh,
complain. I
a
have
man
no
bun. A
a
man
man bun,
bun.
a top
A
knot.
man
That
bun.
pisses me. I told myself the next time one of them hipsters gets in my cab, I'm just going to cut the fucking thing off. Just, no, no, you don't do this. Bad hippie. Throw it out the window. Your cab fare is on me
Sometimes
today,
it's
but no.
hot. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's hot. Sometimes it's not. It depends on the situation. If you're wearing it to be hot, it's a no. If you're wearing it because you literally have long hair and you needed to throw your hair up because it's hot as balls outside, then okay. It's okay. It's fine.
All right. So you're with me on the guys, or you're half with me on the guys that smell like
I'm
their soap
half
in the
with you.
afternoon. Okay. So I'm going to write that down as a point five. Jeans, you are with me on that. Don't
I'm with
fucking iron
you.
your jeans. Okay. I'm going to give me 100% on
That's like
that.
a 50-year-old man thing that you do.
Yeah. I'm 48. I
Cowboy.
don't iron my goddamn jeans.
No, that's like old cowboy. That's like old cowboy. That's like old
Is it
auctioneer cowboy.
fancy cowboy? Right.
Yeah.
Auctioneer, going to the
Like
line
that's
dance,
like
going to the
my
hoot.
papa. That's like my papa. Like he's not alive anymore, but I bet you Meemaw ironed his jeans numerous times. Okay,
You think so? Could
probably.
you could you see him being the okay? Fair enough.
Yeah, he was
And
an
then
auctioneer. He was a cowboy. He was ironing his jeans for church. Yes, sir.
ironing his jeans for Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, so you're kind of with me on the two bracelets on one wrist, and you're kind of with me on the top knot thing. So, all
Mhm.
right, we're not that far off. Now let me ask you, what I've got two. What is the thing with these amazing, cute 20-something-year-old chicks? You see them downtown Portland, you even see them here in this town, falling for these grungy ass, smelly, no job having, just like you said, free to the world, top knot, wearing a skirt half the time with their Birkenstocks, 20 hemp bracelets on one wrist and a leather on the other. What is it with them falling for these guys? I have never understood that.
I think that half of them are bums and the other half are probably more like I think these women think that they're like, "Oh, that man is like free spirited," and he's like, he's just chill and he doesn't worry about the man and and all that stuff. Like I think it's like I think people see that um yeah.
That's pretty good. They like dudes that smell like it.
I think that they just I think there's a stigma like there's almost like this like hype behind it of like oh that guy just doesn't care like like he doesn't let society get to him like he's a free spirit and he likes to travel and be a journeyman and blah 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 blah. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Fair enough. So
I don't like the stinky ones either.
thank you. Just if you smell like patchouli, don't I don't know.
I don't mind
Here's
the
my other
patchouli. I don't mind the patchouli. But I don't want like a I don't even mind the hippie guys or the hipster guys. I just don't want like the ones that are like, "Oh yeah, I haven't showered in like 2 weeks because I bathe in my essence."
Yeah, get the fuck out of here with bathing in your essence. Yeah, I don't wanna bathe in your essence. You can bathe in my essence. I'll fucking whatever. And beards.
I do like you don't like beards?
I've
Do you have
had a
a
beard. It wasn't the very
what
long,
is
but do
your
you remember I had
annoyance
the
with
beard?
beards?
I don't know why all the great looking gals in the world, even my wife, pretty girl, wants me to have a beard. It's like, "Oh, it's sexy. It's rugged. It's"
Okay,
I'm
so
like, "I don't get that. Can
yeah,
I be clean shaven and be attractive?"
I think the stigma behind a bearded man is that if he's bearded, he's more manly. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I've never had any other complaints other than
I'm
you
not
should wear a
saying that you're
beard.
not manly. I'm just saying that I think there's like a thing about it. I don't know. That's what I would guess. But for
Okay.
me, I think that I do enjoy a bearded man. However, like I'm okay with, not, but I'm kind of also like a cat. Like if you come home one day with a beard and then the next day you come home without and be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah. My cat does that when I put my hat on.
Yeah.
He don't like me wearing a hat at all. He looks at he sits on my desk. I showed you that picture today of him sitting on my desk.
Yeah.
Well, he'll sit there and then he'll look at me like be staring
My
at the hat.
my dad used to have a mustache or, like he had a mustache. And every time he shaved his mustache, he had no upper lip. So he always kind of looked like a monkey. And it was the funniest thing because we would always be like, "You need to grow your mustache back because we don't know you. Like,
Don't know
we don't know
you.
you like that."
That's too great.
Yeah.
Um, is having a beard like if you saw a guy in the bar, right? Or wherever you hang out, we use bar as whatever. Would you be more apt to look at a man with a beard or without a beard?
With
Really?
yeah.
You're
I
just
don't
like,
know what
hot
it
damn, look at that guy.
I don't know what it is. I also find men who have beards attractive. I don't know what it is.
Okay. Now,
Like a
is there a preference over long versus scruff?
Eh, not really as long as you take care of your beard. If you
Like
have some, like, raggedy ass, like,
neck beard
dingy
shit going on.
looking
Yeah.
beard, like, I don't wanna get up all in that because, I mean, if you have to, like, at night, you have to peel off a layer and, and be like, "Oh, it's like a potato chip," like, I don't wanna be with that, you know? You
Those
gotta
guys,
take care you don't
those old hillbillies, they used to have to saw it to get it off.
A good flavor saver, yeah. You don't necessarily have to, like, put oil in it every day, but, like, as long as you gotta take care of your beard, you know? You can't have some dingy ass beard.
I will say, I worked with a guy, uh, at a cab company. I'll say his name, Joe Eatman. God rest in peace, dude. He was a great friend. Passed
Mhm.
away way too early. Way too early. Just cancer killed him. But, that man had a more than exceptional beard. That thing came to here. It
Yeah.
had the little white streaks in it, and then, like, the white and that man, every day at work, he was our dispatcher. He'd sit in the office with his beard brush,
Yeah.
brushing it out. He had, like, 2 things of beard oil up there. He was always telling me about the new shit. "Oh, smell this. It smells like sandalwood and bees nuts." I don't know. It was always something
Yeah.
different. But
I mean,
I always gave him credit.
I've been around multiple types of beards, just being like I feel like so biker lifestyle, I feel like everybody has a beard and kind of, not everybody, but a lot of people have beards in the biker lifestyle.
I mean, it's kind of the when you think of a biker, you think beard, leather jacket,
Yeah.
bike.
I mean, I've known some guys who I knew this one guy who his name is Tracy and he was the coolest dude ever. He used to wear overalls and he had this massive like ZZ Top beard, right? Beard. And when he rode his bike, his beard would like split its
That
legs
is
and
I
like
love that. I've seen that. I've actually seen people riding with the beard doing
yeah.
that. I think that's the coolest shit.
It was the funniest thing ever, but he was the coolest guy. His beard was not always the cleanest, but he was the coolest guy ever, you know? You might be like, "You got some chips in your beard,
You
man,"
got some
but,
chips in your beard, man.
you got some chips in your beard.
Hey, you know
You
what?
just
I'll look
gotta take
I
care of
guess
it.
it's kind of, I guess that kind of explains it, right? Like when I was asking about the hippie people. If the
Mm.
personality is there and it's true, you can look past all of the other shit,
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think so. And I think
right?
that there's different types of hippies too. There's like hippies that like, oh, we like live off the grid and we live out of the we sleep in that freaking that ditch over there and we're just like praising the ground that we walk on kind of thing. And then there's like hippies that like, no, we live in a, you know, we live in a tiny house or off the grid somewhere else or we live in a house or whatever it is. Like I think there's different variations of hippie type people, you know. I think you froze a little bit, but you know, there's different variations and I think some people just you're good now. You froze for a little bit. There's
I
different
know.
variations of people. I think it's all about like taking care of yourself. The annoyance to me is that you don't want to take care of yourself. Like why would you not want to take care of yourself? But at the same time it's like who am I to judge somebody else? I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence.
Downtown Portland. And I keep using Portland as an example because it's a great
Portland has
example.
yeah.
I was waiting for a bus one day, and here comes this guy with a dog, and I don't remember the guy's name, but I remember the dog's name was Lego. His name stuck with me. It was a cute pit bull, and this guy's face was fucked up. There's all kinds of tats everywhere and just dirty and scroungy. And he was standing there, and he looked at Lego, and he goes, "I'm sure he's had this speech with this dog 100 times at 100 bus stops." He goes, "These people are looking at me, Lego. They don't understand that I tattoo myself, so when I die, God can tell me apart from the rest of the fuckers." And I'm
I
like,
mean,
is there some street wisdom going on in front of me that I'm looking past because of
listen.
this guy's fucking appearance? But am I looking at Jesus here? Is he preaching Proverbs?
Listen, Jeffrey Dahmer said that tattoos taste bad. So the more tattoos you have, the less people are gonna eat you, I guess,
Did he
apparently.
really say that?
Yeah, he did say that.
You know, you like the horror shit. Okay, so we're I I know I'm going to give the last 20 minutes to you for your annoyances,
You
and
don't
you have
have
some other
to give
things
me
to
the
talk
last
about. But
20
I do,
minutes.
no, because I want to know your annoyances. But I got to know, what is it with chicks and horror? My wife will watch any scary movie at any time, no matter what it is. She's read some of these dark eroticism books. They're not really sex, but they're a little bit dark and creepy. And I'm like, what is the fascination with this kind of stuff? Like,
I
why do
think
chicks like this? Why do they like being scared?
I
I
think
can't stand horror.
there's just as many men who like horror, but I think that we pay more attention to the women who like horror because there's a stereotype against like, oh, a woman wants to be saved and like, you know, like
But
I
women
don't
also
know.
like the true crime stuff. Like
They
it's it's
do.
it's it's documented that they are the
It's
biggest
you know what?
consumer
Okay,
of true
here's the
crime.
truth. We're all plotting how to kill our husbands and our boyfriends, and so we watch these things to
I
learn.
knew it. I fucking knew it.
That's
I've been saying it for
the
years.
big
Nobody
secret.
listens.
That's the big secret.
It's like I remember watching. God damn it, laws. But I remember watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre when I was a kid. Not a good movie to watch when you're a kid.
I love that
But
movie. Yeah.
when Leatherface took that girl and put her on the meat hook,
Yeah.
I could feel that in my neck.
Yeah.
And I swore I could never watch another one of these again because I just, my empathy is there. And my wife's like, "Oh, you got to watch this. It's not that bad." And it's like 3 minutes in, the guy's getting his tongue pulled out. I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Ugh. You know, like, those don't bother me. The things that bother me are, like, when someone gets their nail ripped off.
Yeah, or anything with
Ugh.
eyeballs,
Yeah.
needles. And I watched this movie, and I don't like aliens as it is. Aliens is a phobia of mine. The big eyes,
Yeah.
and don't like them.
Yeah.
Um, but I was watching Fire in the Sky, and they had this guy on a table, and they were doing, and then all of a sudden, the needle comes right in.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
don't like that. Yeah.
So anyway, actually tell you what, I know you have to use the potty. I got your message. The world can know about it. Why don't you run and do that? It's okay. It's okay. We can take a pish break.
I have
I'll
to
give
pee
every
so bad.
go. I'll give everybody the deets on where to find all of our shows and all the details, and we'll
Alright,
see you when you get back.
let me mute myself.
Okay. All right, guys. While Laws goes and takes care of what she has to take care of, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. We appreciate you guys, all the likers and followers and subscribers. We really appreciate what you've done for us. Um, we need you to do more. Just keep clicking the likes on all of our videos, guys. It means the world to us. It helps our algorithm. I hate to beg, but Spicy's begging here. Um, we're trying to get just a few more views just so that we can just get some more exposure, get ourselves out there. Fatsy and I and Laws, we work, all three of us. We know we're busting our asses. I know Jacob had some prior engagement. He didn't get deported. I was just kidding. Um, but he had some other stuff to do tonight. So you know, he's producing Three Wise Men. Laws is producing this. I've got Yusuf producing Behind the Pint. And we all work together to do uh Critical Idiots. By the way, that's coming back soon. Make sure that you guys check our all of our pages. If you guys want to be part of any of this stuff, you can also join our Discord. It's Fat and Spicy. Definitely find us, or YouTube, Instagram, TikTok at the PNS Studio. Okay. In the meantime, I guess here we are. Uh, when she gets back, I'll ask her a little bit about the protest, but we're talking about things that annoy us. Like I said, this came up because of that guy who smelled like his soap in the afternoon, and I just can't think right now. It doesn't. A lot of things don't annoy me. I'm pretty easygoing. I try to go with the flow. It's just when things like that stick out that affect the general population. Like if you're on a bus and you're singing out loud to yourself, man, stop it. Nobody wants to hear you. I don't know why you think people want to hear you. Or when you meet somebody and they just want to sit and talk. They don't even give you room to say hi. The first time you meet them, it's like, I don't want to talk to this fucking guy. Get him out of here. What are you doing? Anyway, these are the little things that annoy me, but for the most part, Spicy's laid back. I'm waiting for Lazi. We're having a good time. This is the Fat and Spicy show. I don't have the Patreon, or not the Patreon information, but the PayPal information, but we also have. Oh, she's almost here. I think I saw her walk into the studio. Up there she is. I can never do this by myself. I can't. You're muted still, baby.
That was like the first time I've ever had to pee on live show. Ever.
I've done it. I used to do it during D&D all the time. I'm like, I just finished my turn. There's 15 more turns coming up before I have to go. You're back.
I was like, "Oh my god, I have to." I was like shaking my leg. I was like, "I gotta go." Like it's got.
I'll be honest, and I know you can't do it, but there have been times in the middle of this show or others where I'm so on the verge that my kidneys are hurting that I thought about
Oh
grabbing one of my beer cans or coffee cup and just because you can't see and just sitting here and
no,
peeing. But I can't be like this and like, what's going on, Spicy? Oh, I just took a leak.
yeah,
But it's come pretty fucking close. So you're
that's
welcome to
so
do it.
funny. I
You're welcome to
that's
do it.
yeah, that's literally. I've never had to go so bad in one of our live shows before. I just was
Mm.
getting to the point where I was like, my leg is shaking, and like if I don't go pee now, I'm like thinking about if I pee my pants. Like, okay, we're just gonna. What are we gonna do? Live through?
Well, I'm glad you put it up there in the producer chat.
Yeah, had to pee
Thank you.
bad. Of course. Thank you for letting me go, and thank you everybody for not being awkward about it.
No, they weren't awkward about it. They just had to sit here and listen to me ramble on about donating. And do we have the donation thing button I can put up
We
there for him
do.
real quick,
Yeah, let me get
Lozzie?
that for you. There you go.
There
PayPal
it is.
or not PayPal.
Guys,
Yeah, PayPal.
yeah, PayPal. If you guys like what we're doing, and you think, hey, maybe let's get Lozzie one of those female urinals for under her desk during the show. That's the way to do it
A
right there. Just
Shiwi
what's a
or
shiwi?
what? I think that's what it's called. A Shiwi.
Oh,
Like
the
a
funnel, the cup
yeah,
shaped funnel. I've seen this like for camping.
yeah, yeah.
No. So, all right, we're not going to get into that. That's not a topic for
You're
today.
fine.
Uh, so tell me, um, what annoys you, Lozzie? Where are your
So
annoyances on this
I was
list?
focused more on like internet annoyances, I guess. So
Yes, please.
some of my annoyances. So one, One of my annoyances is like if you come over to my house and you want, or you're living with me, or you're staying with me, or whatever it is, eat my food, drink my drinks, make yourself at home. But like, don't leave like a little tiny bit of whatever left in the like. If you're gonna drink my milk, like I don't drink milk, but like let's just say I have milk in
Yeah.
my fridge, and you leave like just like a drink of milk, like a sip of milk left in the jug. Why didn't you just finish it, bro?
Yep.
Like just finish the milk. There's nobody wants the backwash of your last sip in.
That reminds me of a line from one of my favorite movies, Harlem Nights with Della Reese, when she's like, "Remember why you leave me a swallow of orange juice in the container?
Yeah, I
Here I
don't
got
get
my mouth
it.
all ready for orange juice. And ain't nothing but a swallow in the container." He's like, "Well, then swallow it and shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
Funny thing to say, but yeah, why do that? My kids do that.
I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. It's like they don't it's like people don't feel as bad. They're like, "Oh, I didn't drink it all, so it's okay." Like, bro, just drink
No.
it. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, just
If I have people over, you make yourself at home. You can have anything of mine. You can sit anywhere you want. You can play with anything you want. You can touch anything you want, except for me, obviously. You can do whatever you want in my home.
depends on the
My
guy.
home is your home.
Right.
Whatever. If you want to go raid my fridge and eat everything in my fridge, like my home is your home. But like, don't do these like ignorant, annoying things of leaving I lived with a roommate once who invited her boyfriend over, and he wanted to, or he didn't even ask. He just ate my food, which was fine. Whatever. Eat my food. What I don't care.
That's what it's there for, to be eaten, right? Go
Yeah.
ahead and have it.
But then he ate like everything, but like I kid you not, it was turkey, and there was like a little tiny, tiny square of turkey left in the package. And I went to this is when I was living in China too, and I went to the international store just to get this meat because in China you don't eat a lot of sandwiches over there. So a lot of the food that I had was from the international stores that were more expensive to buy from. And I was just like, bro, like I don't care if you eat it, just take the rest. Like, what is the point of leaving me like this little tiny piece of meat? You want me to put on a cracker? Like, what
Yeah, that's what
do
they
you
want.
want me to do? Like, there's no point. And then he left me that little bit of milk, and I'm just like, just drink it. Like, it annoys me more. Or I think I do get sometimes I get annoyed. Like, if I buy like some beer or like something to drink and I'm living with somebody and then I go downstairs, I'm like, "Oh, I really want a beer." And I go down there and there's like none left. Then that kind
Yeah,
of annoys me because I'm like, "Man, I wish I could have had a beer. What
right?
happened
At
to it
least
all?"
that's different than leaving the
Yeah.
last slice. Eat the
Yeah.
last cube of turkey.
Yeah.
Eat the last square. I give a shit. Leave me a fucking beer.
Like you literally had to tear that piece of turkey apart just to leave that last cube of turkey. Whatever. As far as like internet annoyances, because I know we had talked about internet annoyances. Um, What annoys me about internet annoyances is like people who like I'm a part of this neighborhood Facebook page, right? Because we live in this neighborhood and there's like a neighborhood, like they
Yeah,
talk
we've
about
got
when they
one here.
put
Yeah.
things on the curb and they talk about things like, I have a dresser on the curb. Whoever wants it, come get it. Or, there's a dog out. Whose dog is this? Make sure you come get your
Mhm.
dog. Or, hey, there's a guy stealing packages from our porch or whatever it is, which those are things that are, helpful.
Yeah.
But then they get
Ozzy
on
left her
there.
draped open. Everybody get the binoculars.
Yeah. But then they get on there and they start talking about like stupid, like they just are a bunch of Karens. And it's so annoying. Like, nobody cares that Dorothy down the street is mowing her lawn naked. Leave her Dorothy alone.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
let her mow her lawn naked if she wants to. Or like one lady got on the other day about how her kid was picking on another kid. Or no, another kid was picking on her kid. They're like, y'all parents need to treat your, like be better parents and like stop treating your, having your kids come around this neighborhood and bullying each other. I'm just like, really? You're gonna put that all over Facebook? Like, just
Right?
find out who their parent is. Go talk to them like an adult. Have a conversation. Don't blast them on Facebook. I don't know, things like that annoy me. Things on Facebook really annoy me more often than anything else. Like Facebook warriors annoy me and people who like we have a talk of the town and
One person or
there's like a talk of the town Facebook page for
oh,
where I
okay,
live.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
And they always talk about like different people in the town like, "Oh, she's at it again. She's doing this and she's doing that." Like leave her
Yeah,
alone.
don't do that. Don't
Like
publicly out unless
leave her alone. Yeah.
you're here in town. Just a
Like
couple
you
weeks
really
ago.
have no other business in life than to call people out.
It's true. But yeah, you know, you live in a small town. I
Yeah.
live in a small town, and that's how it is.
Yeah.
These people have nothing better to do is the problem. They just don't. We had a shooting here at our town just a couple weeks ago. It was all call caught on video and everything. Um, I didn't know about it till I saw it on TikTok. I was on
Yeah.
TikTok and I was scrolling through. I'm not going to play the video. Then nobody, you didn't see anybody get shot, but you see this kid with a gun just pop, 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 and I'm like, wait, that's in front of the sushi restaurant. Where the fuck? This isn't Crescent City. Sure as shit, it was here in Crescent.
Yeah. That's crazy. I, I mean, I get that. Like, oh, you froze. I was wondering what happened to you. You froze up again, but it's okay. I feel like that's crazy. Like I get the warnings, like, like, hey, be careful because so and so is out shooting people again. Like that's a little scary. Like you need to make sure that you know, you're there you go. There you are. You're
I can hear
unfrozen.
you the
But
whole time. It just freeze
yeah,
up.
I get those kind of posts, like, warnings, alerts, like
Hmm.
I like the ones that always make me go, aw, are the ones that, like people are like, oh, I found a diamond ring on the in the parking lot of Aldi's. If you can
Yes.
describe what this diamond ring looks like, please let me
Yes.
know. Or I found this. I love the ones that are people are like, oh, I found someone's license. Does anybody know this person? And like
Hmm.
five people will be like, oh, that I know her. Like, let me get her. Like, I love those.
Yeah.
But then
And it's
like
great
these
when
other
you are in a
ones,
town when if you did that in a big city, nobody would know who the fuck you're talking about.
yeah,
But you do
yeah,
it in a small town, it's like, oh, Joe Blow lost his well, I'll call him right now. Thank you for putting this
yeah,
on the thing. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Or, like people who vent on social media, they want to talk about their lives or something like that, and then like someone else comments and they're like, "I didn't ask for your opinion." Well, then bitch, why did you post it on Facebook?
Or just pity posting to begin with.
Yeah.
Rough week.
Yeah.
We want to, hope send and then 900 heart, the face holding the heart or sending you vibes, hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
We get you at a rough week. Either go into detail about what happened so that we can figure out what's going on or shut the fuck up. That's how I feel,
Yeah.
but I also just most I didn't use Facebook until I moved to this stupid town. I don't
Yeah.
mean stupid. It's not a stupid town. I like Crescent City fine. But everybody's in everybody's fucking
Stuck in
business.
town.
And if you don't friend them, they wonder why. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, shut up. I don't want to be your friend. I don't know you. I work at a bar. And so you come in and you're a regular doesn't mean we're going to be chums. I talk to you because you're here. I work in a kitchen by
Yeah.
myself. Anyway, things that annoy us, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Holy crap.
It's
Well, what else? What else you got? What else annoys you?
I mean, people in general, kids. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, you're absolutely
No.
right.
No, I mean, what also annoys me is kind of going into what's happening in the world today or in LA today. Is what annoys me is so there's the protesting going on in LA. So we either have what annoys me. Here's what annoys me is we either have fake videos, AI videos that are happening or old videos from not even this LA protest that are circling around and people are going, this is what's happening in LA right now. When they're not
Right.
even current videos, they're old ass videos of something totally different or in a totally different country. Like,
Our internet is wonderful with
or
clickbait, isn't it?
yeah. Or some people are saying it's not as bad as it seems. Everybody wants you to make it feel or make you assume that it's so bad, but it's not as bad as it seems. And then some people are like, "Oh, it's so bad." Like, I just want the truth. It annoys me that people just can't be like, here's what's actually going on.
I
I don't
agree.
know.
I agree. Um, and I've seen both sides of that
Yeah.
where they'll show you something and it looks like the fucking city's on fire. Like it looks like
Yeah.
LA is just under siege. And even I was like, fuck, do we really need, maybe we should get the Marines in here. And then you see
Yeah.
others where they're like, hey, here's LA, here's LA County, and here's the 2 blocks where the protests are happening and all the people are filming. Now,
Yeah.
I was watching one night because I love the news. I said, you know what? I'm going to go to Australia News Network, and I did, and they
The
had people on the
ABC
ground.
one.
No, not BBC, but it was an Australian news.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to see what they were doing,
Yeah.
and they were down there, and they had a drone, and they showed it. They're like, it's 3, 4 city blocks. It's not under fire. I don't know why we need these troops, but those 3 or 4 city blocks were on fucking fire. People were looting, and there was peaceful and not peaceful protests. It's like I almost
Mhm.
have to go to foreign news to see where it's at. Do you know what I mean? Because what the foreign news said was what you said. It's actually somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's somewhere in the middle, and it's look, America's going through a tough time, and I'm not going to pontificate, but these are Spicy's last words before we close out. I can't believe we've already been doing this an hour. It goes by so fast. Every week it goes by fast, and I got to fix this cord. It is pissing me off. Look at this thing just sticking out there where it doesn't
Yeah, I
belong. Get
noticed
out of
that.
my
I was
hair.
like, what is that? I need to
It's
get some
my.
of those.
You need to get some. They're amazing when they don't
Yeah.
stick out of the other side of your ear.
I've been looking
Um,
at those earbuds, just the buds, the what, Bluetooth buds.
I can't wear them. They'll fall out. I got weird canals. These actually have a wraparound that so they stay in.
Uh,
That's the only way I can wear them. But like I said, Spicy's going to give his last 2 cents. America, nobody's listening, but for those of you who actually are, look, everybody hates each other right now because look, even in my bar, we got Republicans and Democrats, and they're not talking to each other. Um, some people say that there's a civil war. Some people say there's not a civil war. I think we have a cold civil war going on, and it really sucks. Laws could be a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, a libertarian. I don't give a shit. To me, she's Laws. Same with Jacob.
Mhm.
Same with all of you.
Yeah,
Guys, let it the fuck go. Be adults, talk to
yeah.
each other. Be grown-ups. That's all I'm saying. Just fucking start talking. Why can't we just all get along? Anyway, that's all I got to say about that shit.
No,
Thanks for
I
putting up
hate.
with my little rant.
I don't want to say hate because hate's a really strong word, but I dislike when people are like, "Oh, I blocked 5 family members today because they're all this type of person or that type of person," and I'm just like, I mean, I get that they have different views than you, and I get that you guys don't share the same thing, but like, that's a little wild. I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway, look, nothing that we say on the Fat and Spicy show is going to change anybody's opinion. We're not going to be Bill and Ted in the future,
yeah,
the two saviors of the human race because of what we do. But my personal opinion is just take a fucking break. Stop being an
yeah,
asshole. Look at the person next to you and think he had a fucked up childhood just like I had a fucked up childhood, just like Lozzie and Spicy and Yusuf and everybody that's part of the PNS family. We've all had fucked up childhoods. And so guess what? So is everybody else you come across in this world. All the NPCs you meet. Give them a fucking break. Seriously, man. That's all I gotta say. Whether even the ICE agents, look, if that's what I got hired to do, and they're like, you have to go do this, I listen to my boss. I'm loyal, right? So they're just doing a job too. But I don't know what else to say without getting into
yeah.
trouble. I don't want to get political. It was really disheartening to see all of this going on this week and last week. It's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot. And I think that we forget that people have a right to their own views and whether we agree with them or not, like, they still have the right to believe what they want to believe. And even I find myself getting frustrated with like even my own mother sometimes because her and I don't share the same views and sometimes she's like, oh, you're this. I'm not one to talk about what my political side of the party is, just because I don't like to get involved in it. But she's like, "Oh, I can totally tell that you're this type of person." And I'm just like, I actually have never told you what I am. I have completely agreed with some things that you say, and I completely agree with other things you don't say. And that doesn't make me one thing or another, like I've never actually told you what I am. Like, but the thing is I respect you for I respect you as a person. Now, whether you believe the same things that I believe, like I may not agree with those, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, you're no longer my mother because you believe in, you know, this or that or whatever. I don't know.
It doesn't matter what my kid comes to tell me. I'm gay, I'm straight, I'm Republican, I'm Democrat, I'm an atheist, I believe in the spaghetti monster. The real answer is, guess what? I fucking love you, man.
Yeah.
No problem. You believe look, I got Spicy's got let me give you guys as we finish because I know you're looking at the clock. It's what you do. Best producer ever. Spicy's got 3 rules to live his life by. 1, work as hard as you can. That doesn't mean you have to have a job. It means you dedicate yourself to a purpose, you work hard at it, and you believe in what you're doing. Pretty easy. 2, find your pleasures where you can. Life sucks and you got to be happy. And 3,
Yeah.
while you're doing those first 2 things, don't hurt nobody.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to agree with you on that. And I'm also going to say, go watch Behind the Pint because my last few words kind of gave what I felt about it. I'm not going to tell you because you got to go watch them.
Go
But
watch it, guys. It was a great episode. Anyway, let's wrap this up because, like
yeah,
you, now I have to go to the bathroom. Okay, guys.
just get a
Thanks for
bottle.
watching.
No, I'm just
I got a can. Hold on.
kidding.
Thanks
It's
for
okay.
watching, guys. No, I'm just kidding. We appreciate everything. Please like, follow, subscribe. We've got the PayPal up there if you guys feel like throwing us a few shekels. We'll dance like the monkeys that we are for your pennies. But in the meantime, guys, Jacob, get well soon. Hope Ice lets you go. If they don't, give them hell, baby. Until next week. I'm Spicy.
I'm Laz.
This is a Fat and Spicy show. We'll see you next week. God,
See
I
ya,
hope you didn't get
guys.
deported. That would really suck.
I mean, I don't think so. He's American. I
Is he?
mean, yeah.